Have you ever met Miss Lindy? She's a gal with the bright red hair. Now she stands out from all the rest. You know her everywhere. Where's she mine? Yeah, she's mine.
If you're anything like us here at Top Gear, you'll be getting a bit weary of modern cars getting faster, yes, but also bigger, blunter, fatter, and more detached from the process of driving. What you're probably craving is something that's small, raucous, chuckable, and doesn't need massive power to make you grin like an idiot. This thing is called the Mini Remastered Oselli Edition, and it's here to restore our faith in fast cars. It's the work of Silverstone-based David Brown Automotive, who've been knocking out high-end restomod minis for a few years now under the Mini Remastered banner. But this is something altogether different. This is the high-performance version, built in conjunction with mini engine tuning specialists Oselli. So let's start here with this Oselli tuned A-Series engine. It's been enlarged to 1450cc, it gets twin SU carburetors, significant internal mods, and now produces 125 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 113 pounds-feet of torque at 4,500 RPM, which might not sound like a lot, but just look at it, it's ridiculously small. I drove a BMW X7 the other day and it had a glove box that was bigger than this. As a result, 0 to 62 takes 7.8 seconds. Again, nothing much to write home about, but when you're this low to the ground, this involved in the driving process, and so used to modern cars that incubate you from the outside world, trust me, it feels a hell of a lot faster than that. And it's not just the engine that's been upgraded. There's a limited slip differential, AP racing brakes, 13-inch wheels with wider tyres, adjustable Bilstein suspension, a raucous, freer-flowing sports exhaust system, and a 5-speed manual gearbox. Speccing one of these goes a little bit like this. You choose your base colour, white or grey, and then the accents that go on top, red, blue or green. The 60 in the front grille, that's to commemorate 60 years since the original Mini was first built. That actually happened back in 2019 when this car was first announced. And you'll notice that all the trim is in black because performance. And then it's lavished in black chrome on the bumper, on the headlight surrounds, on the wing mirrors, on the fuel filler cap. And around the back, you have an extremely spacious boot, so long as you have no luggage, a center exit exhaust, but I'm still not sure about these lights. On the inside, this has to be the most luxuriously trimmed Mini ever made. There is literally acres of leather and stitching and knurled metal, and a few contradictions too, because in the middle of the dash, you've got a screen here with Apple CarPlay, and down here to your right, a manual choke. Now, your big decision is whether you go for a 2 or a 4-seater. Do the brave thing, go for the 2-seater, and you get bucket seats like this. You get 4-point harnesses in the back, although you've also got normal seat belts, which is what you'll use every day, and a roll cage that's part trimmed in leather. I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to appreciate that as you barrel roll off into the undergrowth. Speaking of which, let's go and lob it about a bit, shall we? Okay, let's start with the really good bit, shall we? And the first one, well, you're listening to it, it's the sound. Oh, it is absolutely gorgeous. This guttural noise that this tiny little engine in front of you makes. Big tick for that one. The gear shift too, I'm enjoying that, nice and precise, and the gear lever down here is authentically spindly. And then there's the driving position. If you've ever driven an original Mini, it will be familiar to you. The steering wheel angled away from you, your knees up somewhere around your ears. And just the sensation of the car being so small around you. I can touch the passenger window over there. I could probably touch the rear window if I stretched out. Does this car feel fast? Not massively, no, but there's so much sound, there's so much going on all around you that it doesn't matter. Now, yesterday we drove this car on a bone-dry track, and I'll be honest, I wasn't that taken with it. There was a bit too much squidge in the suspension, and don't get me wrong, I like a car that moves around, but there was just a bit too much of a delay between turning in the front end and then the body rolling and then the car actually changing direction. But today, it's a completely different story. It is absolutely tipping it down with rain here at Dunsfold. Standing water all over the track. I can't see any lines. I'm basically just driving down the straight here to Hammerhead. Total guess when I turn in, but the car has come alive. It feels cheeky. It suits the character, what David Brown set out to achieve with this car. It's sliding around a bit. If you turn in on the brakes, here comes Hammerhead. We'll turn in there. Oh, there it goes. Oh, a little bit of oversteer. It's so much more fun. And then on the exit of the corner, you just bury the throttle, and the amount of grip it finds is really impressive. You can feel that front diff just clawing away and finding any purchase it can. It's a totally different car today. This is so much more fun. And then when you're bored of going round in circles, you can always, just give the handbrake a yank. And go back the direction you came from. Look, don't get me wrong, it's refreshing, cheeky fun, this car, but while it feels raw and mechanical in some ways, it feels a bit too soft in others, like it's a bit confused, caught somewhere between being a luxury city car and a track terrier. And that's not the only problem. The other one is the price. The 4-seat version costs from £118,000. The 2-seater starts at £130,000. And nope, it's not April the 1st. You can see where the money's been spent on this thing. The craftsmanship is impressive and the idea behind it is commendable, but it just doesn't deliver on the driving front, and that price is potty. Get this, you could have one of these or a brand new Porsche 911 Turbo, which means this thing is pitched directly at people that have more money than sense. Here's an idea. How about the David Brown Budget Edition? 25 to 30 grand, a bit less leather, a few less trinkets, and a bit more focus on the chassis. Oof, that'd be something.